Day 17 of 60, and this is the wall every pentester hits first, the login form. You've got scope on a web app, 15 minutes on the clock, and 0 credentials. Most learners freeze right here. They know SQL injection and brute force in theory, but they don't know which attack to try first or how to write up I bypassed auth so a client actually understands the impact. Today we fix all three: recon, exploitation, and the finding. Let's go. Rule 1: never throw a payload before you fingerprint the mechanism. Open burp, intercept the login request, and read it. Is it form-based with a username and password post? Token-based with a JSON body returning a JWT? Or SSO redirecting you to an identity provider? Each one has a completely different attack surface. A form login is vulnerable to spraying. A JWT is vulnerable to signature tricks. SSO is vulnerable to broken redirect validation. You can't pick the right attack until you know which wall you're standing in front of. Now passive recon, free intel before you touch a payload. Pull robots.txt and look for disallowed paths like /admin or /API/v1. Read the JavaScript bundles, front-end code leaks, endpoint names, API versions, and sometimes test credentials. Check hidden form inputs for CSRF tokens and backend hints. Then fuzz for endpoints the UI never shows you. Run ffuf against the target, ffuf, https://target/fuzz, www.wordlist.txt, MC 200302, fs0. The MC matches status codes, fs filters by response size to kill the noise. You're hunting /auth/token and /API/v1/login before you ever guess a password. Got a username? The forgot password flow often confirms valid accounts by changing its response for real users. Harvest one, then spray, don't brute force. Spraying means one password across many users, low and slow, so you never trip account lockout. In Python with requests, loop a 10-password list, add random jitter between attempts, and detect lockout by diffing response codes. A 200 versus a 302 versus a 429 tells you everything. Log every attempt to a CSV, timestamp, username, status, outcome. That log isn't just tidiness, it's your evidence and your proof you stayed in scope. Now the showstopper, the JWT alg none bypass. A JSON web token has three parts: header, payload, signature, and the server is supposed to verify that signature. But some apps trust the header's alg field to decide how. Set alg to the none, strip the signature entirely, and a vulnerable server accepts the token as valid. Decode the live token with pyjwt, flip the payload's role from user to admin, re-encode with algorithm none, and replay it with curl h/authorization, bearer forged /https://target/API/admin. If you get the admin panel back, you just escalated privilege by exploiting a broken trust assumption, no password required. Same logic applies beyond the web. For SSH, a short script with Paramiko walks a tiny credential list against the service, or you reach for a framework like Metasploit's auxiliary scanner SSH_login module. Here's the tradecraft question: script or framework? Use a script when you need custom logic and clean evidence. Use the framework when speed and coverage matter. Either way, your report must name the exact tool and version, because I used a Python script and I used Metasploit are different reproduction paths for the client to verify. Now write the finding live, because a bypass nobody can reproduce is worthless. Title: Authentication bypass via JWT signature stripping. Description: state the broken assumption in one sentence: the server trusts the token's algorithm field. Reproduction steps: numbered, exact, copy-pastable, including the forged token and the curl command. Evidence, a screenshot of the admin panel with your forged session. CVSS rationale, this is network accessible, low complexity, no privileges needed, and it breaks confidentiality and integrity. That lands you in high or critical, and you say why, not just the number. Remediation, never trust client-supplied algorithm headers, pin the verification. Algorithm server-side and reject none. Notice that specific, not fix your code. And the rule that keeps you employed, document what you did, when you did it, and why it was in scope before you move to the next target. Authentication attacks aren't about weak passwords, they're about broken assumptions the app makes about tokens, sessions, and entry points. Recon first, match the attack to the assumption, prove the impact. Day 17 done. Your takeaway, fingerprint before you fire, and write findings that prove impact, not just access. Subscribe for day 18.